All right, guys, so we are back. So let us check what we have here now. So if we have negative times negative times negative, we get what? We get negative. But remember before, if we have negative times negative, we get what?
Positive.
We get positive for this one. Suppose we have now negative times negative times negative times negative. What is the answer, the sign of the answer here?
Positive, sir.
Positive.
Positive.
All right. Suppose we have negative times negative times negative times negative. Times negative. What is the sign of the answer here?
Negative. Negative.
Okay. What is the pattern you see here? How many negatives that you multiply in the first scenario? How many negatives?
2.
2, right? In the second scenario, how many negatives?
3.
3. The third one, how many negatives?
4.
4. The fifth one, how many negatives?
5. 1, 2, 3.
So I should have said the first one you have 2, second one 3, the third one 4, and the fourth one would be 5. Now, what can you say based on the number of negatives? What can you pick up as a rule? What is the rule that you can identify here? If you multiply 2 negative, you get positive. If you multiply 4 negative, you get positive. Suppose you multiply 6 negative, what are you going to get?
Positive.
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 If you multiply 3 negative, you get negative. If you multiply 5 negative, you get negative. If you multiply 7 negative, you get negative. What is the pattern you see there?
When you multiply negatives and you go up by 2, you get a negative answer.
All right, so numbers, when you go up by 2, what we call those numbers?
Even number.
Even numbers, right? And the other numbers, we call them what? The numbers that cannot be divided by 2 or cannot, when you go by 2, you don't get them. What you
Odd
call
numbers.
Odd numbers.
Right. So what can you say now in terms of a rule?
And multiplying by odd numbers, you'll get a negative answer. And when multiplying by an even number, you get a positive answer. I'm not sure.
All right. So in math, you have to be careful with your statements because what you say and what you mean sometimes are different. Right? So you don't want to say when you're multiplying, what you said first, when you're multiplying by what?
Odd numbers.
Right, so you don't want to say when you're multiplying by odd numbers. What you want to say is that when you're multiplying an odd amount of negatives, right? If you're multiplying an odd amount of negative, meaning that if you count the negatives and you get an odd number, then the sign going to be what? Yeah, odd number would be 3, 5, and 7. When you multiply those amount of negative, what sign you get in your answers? Positive.
Negative.
You get negative. So you can say when you're multiplying an odd amount of negatives, the answer become what?
Negative, sir.
Negative. And if you're multiplying an even amount of negative, what the answer become?
Positive.
Positive, right? So that those are 2 rules I can add. Now, the question is, does this affect when you're multiplying positive numbers? Would it make a difference if the sign were positive instead of negative? Suppose you're multiplying a positive times a positive, what would you get?
Positive, sir.
A positive, sir.
And you're multiplying positive times positive times positive, what would you get?
Positive, sir.
Positive. And you're multiplying positive times positive times positive times positive, what would you get?
Positive, sir.
And you're multiplying positive times positive times positive times positive times positive, you get what?
Positive.
Positive. So when it is when you're multiplying positive, the odd or the even amount don't affect the sign. Once you're multiplying, if you're multiplying an odd amount of positive, you're still going to get positive. If you're multiplying an even amount of positive, you're still going to get positive. However, if you're multiplying an odd amount of negative, you will get negative. You multiply an even amount of negative, you will get positive. So those are some rules that you need to bear in mind. All right, guys? So the rule for multiplication also stands for the rule for division, right? And just in a similar way, if you're dividing an odd amount of negative, you're still going to get what? Negative. And if you're multiplying, if you're dividing an even amount of negative, you will get positive. All right. Now, the rule that I was talking about, the odd and the even amount, I don't seem to have it in the notes here, but I would like for you to make a note of it. And maybe next class, I'll just add it to the notes. All right, guys? So just make a note of it for now. All right, with all of that said, let me see what time is it now. So we can jump to this exercise. So I would like for you to do exercise 4 for me now. Go ahead, guys. Let's raise your hand when you're finished. All right, guys. Can we get some answers now to the questions? Question 1, what's the answer?
Negative 42.
Negative 42. Question 2. Answer.
I believe it's still negative 42.
Still negative 42. Question 3.
Positive, sir. Positive 42.
Positive 42. Question 4.
Positive 42.
No.
Positive 42. Question 5.
Negative 48.
Negative 48. Question 6.
Positive 4, sir.
Positive 4.
This is Sia.
Question 7.
Here.
Positive 6.
Positive 120.
Positive 120.
Yes, sir.
It needs more peanut butter.
Last one.
Question 8.
Positive 9.
Positive 9. All right. Let me see the answer those who get all correct. Very good, sir. All right. Everybody is good with these? Moving on. Now, when you're dividing numbers, now remember now, if you're dividing positive by positive, you get positive. Negative divide by positive, you get negative. And then if you're dividing positive by negative, you get negative. And negative divide by negative, you get positive. All right. With that said, try these questions for me, guys. All right. All right, now guys, what's the answer for question 1?
Negative 3.
Negative 3. Question 2.
Negative 2.
Negative 3. Question 3.
Positive 3.
Positive 3.
Question 4.
Positive 3.
Positive 3. Question 5.
Negative 2.
Negative 2.
Negative 2. Question 6.
Negative 1.
Negative 1. Question 7.
Positive 2.
Positive 2. Question 8.
Negative 1.
Negative 3.
Negative 1. A number into itself goes one time. Question 9.
Negative 2.
Negative 2. Question 10.
12. Positive 12.
Positive 12. All right, this one you can do it in a number of ways. You can cancel down, you know. Now you count how many negative you have, 1, 2. So once you have an even amount of negative, it's going to be negative, right? So you can just say 2 into itself goes 1, 2 into 4 goes 2. So 2, 6 is 12. You know that the signs going to cancel out, right? What about question 11?
I got positive 1. And so this one.
All right, so this bracket here, you have to work out this bracket first. So when you work out this bracket by adding 1 with negative 4, what you get for this bracket?
Negative 3, sir.
Negative 3. So you have all you have in the question. 1, 2, 3. That is another even number.
Odd number, sir.
That means your sign going to be what?
Positive.
Positive.
Negative.
When you multiply times 2, sir.
If you have an odd amount of negative, your answer going to be negative.
Oh, achoo.
So what is
negative? I tell you when I really win.
so you cancel. So 2
Oh, for 2, yeah.
into 8 goes what? 4 times.
4.
Positive 4 because negative into negative, positive 4.
Mm-hmm.
Have 3 into 4.
4.
You're
1.
going to get negative 4 over 3.
But that me get, sir, that is what I got for the answer. And just let me not work it how you work it. We do it step by step.
Yeah, so the answer is not the problem.
Then, sir.
You said that the answer would be positive. Any question, Mr. Campbell?
Oh, when I put it down in Sydney, I'm gonna put down to 1 Sydney or 1. We get, sir. So that's I put 1.
When you can, or you get the 1 now, explain.
No, because you have this thing on the calculator, you just press it. And I get and I see this in there.
Yeah,
I get this one farmer.
Well, I'm going to say something. At this point, you don't need to use any calculator. All right, practice with your brain. The calculator kind of take away from your brain muscle. So if you don't practice to work it out in your head, you won't get better at working it out in your head. All right, so practice without the calculator, please. You don't need it right now. All right, let me clear these. Here we have 3 more. Let us see if we can finish those before the time ends. All right, now, can anybody give me the answer to question 12? What's the answer?
Sir, can I take it step by step? Because we never see the number 12 attempt it.
You know what the number 12 is?
Negative
No,
two,
sir.
sir.
Just to them.
Negative 2, sir.
Yeah, bro.
All right. Everybody try work question 12 and tell me what the answer is.
Oh, I got the same.
How many negatives do you have in the question? How many negatives in the question?
3.
3, sir.
There's
See what?
3 negative sign. So you're going to get minus 24 at the top.
All right. Now, Miss Waysome,
Yes, sir.
cancel out your life would be much easier. So you cancel a 3 in the numerator with a 3 in the denominator. 4 in the numerator with 4 in the denominator. So,
Oh, so let's put on negative 2. Oh, you just left it.
Yes, sir. But
work the easy way, don't go the hard way, miss. For this one now, what is in this bracket? We can work it to become what? If you have
minus 2, sir.
with 3, you get what? Negative
Minus 2.
2.
Negative 2.
So all of this become negative 2.
Yes, sir.
Now you cancel. What can be canceled?
2 into 4.
Why you not use 4 into 4?
Oh, yes, sir.
So 4 cancel with 4.
Positive 4.
How many negative you have in the answer though?
3, 4, 5.
Right, so your answer should be what sign?
Negative,
Positive.
sir. Negative.
All right. This 2 can cancel the 6, you get what? 26.
3, sir.
And this 2 can cancel this 8, you get what?
4, sir.
And then now you have 3 times 4 remain, what you get?
12, sir.
12, negative or positive?
Positive.
How many negative in the answer?
Negative, sir.
Also the answer should be negative 12. In total,
So that one needs change. Okay.
we have 5 negatives in the answer, and 5 is an odd number, so the answer is going to be negative. What about question 14? What's the answer? Answer, please.
Sir, 5 into 10 goes 2 times and 3 cancel 3.
So 5 into itself, 1, 5 into 10.
2, 3 cancel 3.
1, 2 into 3.
1.
We have left 2 into itself.
6.
2 into 1, 3.
3.
Positive 3.
Positive or negative 3?
Positive, sir.
Oh, you get positive.
Oh, sorry, negative. Negative, sir. Because I want to add number, yes.
Negative 3. And that's the answer, guys. Questions? All right, so we'll be stopping here for tonight, and then we'll continue next class.